Hey everyone, this is Jewelyn. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to my monthly series Pot of Fame. I am back in Santa Monica for a week and a half, and I know I didn't film Pot of Fame for the month of February recap because I was in Costa Rica for the end of February, and when I came back in March I went straight to vending weekend and back to Las Vegas for work, so I didn't have time to film the Santa Monica Pot of Fame because I wasn't here. So I'm here now, just a few more days until I go back to Las Vegas, and I'm gearing up for a very busy travel month for the month of April. I will be mostly in Las Vegas. I'm going home to Hawaii and then Brazil. So hopefully when I come back from Brazil, I will film my next Pot of Fame. And in today's video, as we welcome spring, I would like to focus on plants, highlighting the plant babies that are currently in bloom for me. I will probably harvest some of the blooms in today's video once I share them with you, and I hope that the blooms, the cacti blooms that are featured in today's video, will open up for me while I'm in Santa Monica so I can save them for my one-of-a-kind resin art pieces. And this is something that I love doing on the channel, sitting down casually, giving highlights on the collection and how well they do for me throughout the year, every month. So if you are new to the channel and love this series, then go ahead and find it on the main channel, Pot of Fame. You will see well over 12 months worth of videos. I want to say I've been doing this for 2 years or more. I'm not sure exactly how long I've been doing this series. Definitely well over a year. One plant that I love creating art with, and I just made some art pieces with, is my Cressula multicava. I have one hanging alongside the patio wall, which I'll take you to, and I've shared it in previous videos before, but I'm sharing it again because this is the last time I'm gonna see it on the plant, because I'm gonna harvest them and dry them, and I'll be able to take them out of the silica gel before I go to Las Vegas in a couple of days. So these are super tiny blooms. I absolutely love seeing them in the collection. A little bit more smaller than the Cressula ovata blooms. So in my recent pieces that I'm creating now for the shop, I have them in my butterfly resin pieces for earrings and sun catchers. They're absolutely gorgeous. I created a few with bookmarks, and I will be harvesting them today now that I share with you what they look like. They're so gorgeous. I'm a huge fan of Cressulas because of their gorgeous blooms, and I like their different shaped leaves. Another fun update that is blooming for me and always blooms for me, this is such a giving plant, my dancing bone ripsalis. So my dancing bone ripsalis has been with me for several years. I got this from my neighborhood nursery a couple miles away in Santa Monica, and I fell in love with the quirkiness, and I think this is when I first started to fall in love with ripsalises several years ago. And ever since I had this in the collection, it blooms for me every year. Now the blooms are super tiny to the point where I don't know, I don't think they're gonna look any good in resin art. I mean, I can try, like, I just don't know if I am able to take this off and it'll look nice in art. But it does give me these gorgeous pop of yellow blooms. I have another ripsalis that I think is a first time bloomer for me hanging along the patio wall. We'll go there so you can see it, but I'm pretty sure that one is in bloom for me for the first time. This one also lives in my patio. I have it styled on my coffee table, so I wanted to bring it out and share with you the status of it. So gorgeous. So here is another plant in bloom for me. You can see the bloom stalk here. I can't believe it because I had this plant in the collective for several years and it's never ever bloomed for me, believe it or not, until now. This is my variegated Haworthia. Like, one of my prized plant babies in the collection, hands down. This is definitely one of my favorite plants. I love a good variegation. I'm a huge fan of Haworthias, and the fact that this thing is blooming for me right now, like, I'm absolutely blown away. When I started to see it produce this long, huge bloom stalk, I was like, what is going on? This Haworthia is giving me life right now. I'm so happy because I've been traveling a lot, as you guys know, and to be able to see the collection give me such good progress, and it's never bloomed for me before. All the years I've had it is just, it's a gift that keeps on giving. That's what I love about plant life. There's tons of babies here too, which I would like to also point out. And I consider this a rare plant for me. Like, I don't think I ever came across another variegated Haworthia. So this is definitely one of my prized plants. But very fun update. Shout out to the Haworthias in the collection, doing good. But this one in particular is giving me this huge bloom stalk, and it's living on my succulent shelf in the patio. So I think now I will stand up. We're gonna walk around the collection. There's 2 plants in front of the house that I would like to share with you in bloom, and then we'll go to the patio and come back here to wrap up today's video. Here's one of my gorgeous succulents in the collection. I have it in the sun so you can see the pop of orange blooms. This is my silver spoon, I believe Kalanchoe. It is such a gorgeous plant, but for whatever reason, the blooms attract so many ants. I think there's some kind of sweetness to the bloom that they're attracted to. So it's very unfortunate that I'm not able to pick them and dry them, because in previous blooms from like aeoniums and such, I was able to harvest them for my art pieces. So this one I'm not able to pick because it just attracts way too many ants. Comment down below if any of your Kalanchoe blooms attract ants. But there's something in it, maybe like the sappiness in it, that they're attracted to, because all the plants around this plant has 0 ants. But anyway, this one is in bloom, doing gorgeous. And the succulent blooms do last longer than cacti blooms. They last for days on end versus a cacti bloom, so I appreciate that. But a little pop of color for spring. There's more pop of blooms coming through the collection. An update of my coral aloe, doing so well. Take a look at the gorgeous orangey blooms, like to die for. And this coral aloe I had for so many years. I swear, over 5-6 years. Never bloomed for me, and it finally decides to bloom for me this year. Love that. And then here as well, my aeoniums, like I have 2 here in the frame, I'll show you, that are blooming for me, that never ever bloomed for me. I just can't. So gorgeous. Take a look at that. Unbelievable. I'm so proud of them. Like, I can't. I will give you updates, and I was able to dry aeonium blooms and put them in my art pieces, so I will be harvesting them. But it's just kind of like gifts, you know, you never know what color the blooms are gonna be. But so fun to see aeoniums in the collection, and lots of plants in today's video that I had for several years that never ever bloomed for me and decided to bloom for me this year. So that's the fun thing about plant life. All right, here's another fun plant baby. I believe this is the pink cushion. This is also blooming for me. So gorgeous. I can't wait to see the pink blooms pop out. But very prickly baby, but the gorgeous blooms are absolutely to die for. So another fun update in front of the studio. All right, another fun update of what the Cressula multicava blooms on my patio wall looks like. These are ready to harvest. They're so gorgeous, so pretty, but very fun to see them in full bloom. So my gorgeous Pilea pepermioides, so beautiful. There's tons and tons of babies down here. I'll show you in a different point of view, but the gorgeous blooms, like how pretty. I'm gonna pick them and dry them and see what they look like. This has been in bloom for me for a while, so it's probably on its tail end, but so pretty. Here's a different point of view of what the babies look down here. I'm not taking any more. I kind of like them for what it is. It's huge, giving me lots of plant babies. So this is what the mother plant looks like. So gorgeous. Babies growing so big. To wrap up today's video, my gorgeous epiphyllum, I call him Bob Marley, is giving me so much life right now. I can't. It gave me 1 bloom last year that I was able to save. I've had this plant for many years. Never bloomed for me until that 1 bloom. And take a look at this. It is producing more blooms. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know I have a few more on the plant. They're hidden though. 6. So gorgeous. So I'm trying to not mess around too much with moving him around. This plant does come into the patio when I'm not in Santa Monica, and it gets more sun in the patio. But oh my goodness, you guys, like also lots of babies popping through. There's another bloom back there. Oh, I just can't. This plant is absolutely gorgeous. So give this video a big thumbs up for Bob Marley producing blooms for me. I just can't. And these blooms only come one night a year. So hopefully I'm in town to save them and I can put them in future art pieces. So pretty. We have my pink epiphyllum hybrid. This plant has seen some interesting days here over the course of years. I see, look, a tiny bloom pop in here. And we have 1, 2, 3. So hopefully at least 4 blooms. Last year it gave me 12, I think. So happy to report this update. And this plant always blooms for me on Mother's Day. So let's see if it does that for me again. And hopefully I'll be in Santa Monica to capture it, because I would hate to have to take this to Las Vegas, or if I'm out of town then I lose the whole opportunity. But this is definitely one of my prized plants in the collection because of the gorgeous blooms. So that is February-March Pot of Fame. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing what is currently in bloom in the collection. Comment down below if any of your plants are in bloom, and what do you do when the blooms come? Do you photograph them, or do you try to dry them for keepsakes, or do you just kind of admire them for the day or two, however long it is with you in your collection, and move on with your day? Now for me, I know in the past years I've always shared the bloom progress and what it looks like on the channel, but now with my artistry and skill, I'm able to preserve my collection and the beautiful blooms, and it'll live forever. So with that being said, if you guys enjoy seeing the progress of the collection, and if you're new, subscribe to the channel and comment down below what plants do you have currently in bloom. If not, what was your favorite plant in bloom for this month's Pot of Fame? I hope you guys enjoyed seeing an update on how the Santa Monica Collective is doing, and I think in the future I will also do another Las Vegas Collective Pot of Fame, because there's so much happening there. Even if I'm not really there, the collection is growing and thriving, and I'm so happy about that. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. If you're new, welcome to the channel. Subscribe for daily uploads. Between the main channel and the vlog channel, you get a video each and every day. Aloha from sunny Santa Monica, California. Happy spring. Bye.